Greetings everyone. My name is Jandar Zerzuela and I'm explaining our UML class diagram. So this UML class diagram represents a farmer market management system designed to help farmers reserve stalls, sell products, and manage their market activities efficiently. The system also allows administrators and market managers to monitor operations, manage users, and track reservations and generate reports. Each class in the diagram has a specific responsibility that contributes to the overall functionality of the system. For the user class, this is the main parent or abstract class of the system. It stores the common information shared by all types of users, such as the user ID, name, password, and role. It also contains methods for retrieving user information, checking passwords, and displaying the appropriate dashboard. Since it is in an abstract class, it cannot be used directly. Instead, the subclasses admin, farmer, and market manager inherit its properties and behaviors. For the admin class, this represents the administrator of the system. Its main purpose is to manage users and maintain system control. Administrators can access the admin dashboard, refresh users' records, assign roles, and delete users when necessary. One of the updated features in the system is automatic incremental generation of users' ID, which helps avoid duplicate records and simplifies user management. For the farmer class, this farmer class represents the farmers who use the system to reserve stalls and sell products. Farmers can access their own dashboard where they can view available stalls, make reservations, confirm bookings, and manage sales. An important update added to the farmer dashboard is the new sale panel, which allows farmers to record all products sales using a drop-down method. So this feature helps track sold products, quantities, and prices for the better sales monitoring. For the market manager class, this represents the market manager who oversees stall operations and market activities. Managers can monitor reservations, generate reports, and manage stall status through the manager dashboard. One of the new updates is the release stall feature, which allows managers to manually free or release a stall for flexible management. This is useful when a reservation ends early or when a stall becomes available unexpectedly. For the stall class, this represents the physical market stalls available for reservation. It stores information such as the stall ID, location, availability status, current farmer assigned to the stall, base price, and reservation expiry time. For this class also includes methods for checking availability and updating stall information. The updated system now uses automatically incremental stall IDs, making stall tracking more organized and efficient. For the reservation class, this handles the reservation transaction between farmers and stalls. It stores reservation details such as reservation ID, farmer ID, stall ID, reservation time, number of hours reserved, and final rental price. This class ensures that all reservation information is properly recorded and accessible throughout the system. As for the reservation class, this handles the reservation transactions between farmers and stalls. It stores reservation details such as reservation ID, farmer's ID, stall ID, reservation time, number of hours reserved, and final rental price. This class ensures that all reservation information is properly recorded and accessible throughout the system. For the next class is the data repository class, acts as the central storage of the database handler of the entire system. It stores all users, installs, and reservation records. This class follows the singleton design pattern, meaning only one instance of the repository exists, in the system to maintain consistent and centralized data management. For the user factory class, is responsible for creating users objects automatically based on the type of the user being registered. Instead of manually creating objects for admins, farmers, or market managers class, the system factory simplifies the process and improves system organization. For the observer classes, including the iObserver and iSubject, and the reservation notifier, these classes are used for the notification system. Their purpose is to send updates or messages whenever reservation-related event occur. For example, the system can notify users when a stall has been reserved, released, or updated. For the report generator class, this is responsible for generating reports that help administrators and managers monitor market performance. It can generate reports such as stall status reports, popular stall reports, and overall farmers reports. These reports provide useful information for decision making and management. For the login frame class, this class serves as the login interface of the system. It allows users to enter their username and password to access their account securely. Meanwhile, the registration frame handles user registration by collecting personal information and validating passwords before creating accounts. The farmer dashboard is interface used by farmers to manage reservation and sales. Through this dashboard, farmers can reserve stalls, confirm reservations, refresh stall list, and now record product sales using the newly added sales panel features. The current status and ranking feature was added to display the ranking and usage statistics of stalls. It shows information such as stall IDs, locations, usage counts, and total reservations. The usage count increases every time a reservation is made, allowing managers to identify the most popular and frequently used stalls. And for overall, the UML class diagram illustrates how the farmer market management system manages reservation, sales, user stalls, rankings, notification and reports, and an organized and efficient way. The added updates improve the flexibility, monitoring, and usability of the system for farmers, managers, and administrators. So for the multiplicity of this UML class diagram and the relationship between the stall class and the reservation class shows the multiplicity of one near the stall side of one near the stall side and 0 to many near the reservation side. So this means that one stall can have 0 or many reservations over time, while every reservation is connected to exactly one stall. So the relationship between the user class and its subclasses, the admin, farmer, and market manager, uses inheritance multiplicity. This means that the subclasses inherit all the properties and methods from the parent user class. In simple terms, every admin, a farmer, or market manager is considered as a type of user, which allows them to share common information like names, password, and user IDs. The relationship between repository and the other system classes demonstrate composition multiplicity. The repository store multiple user stalls and reservations, which is shown by the use of lists, such as list users, list stall, and list reservation. This means one data repository object can contain many users, many stalls, and many reservations. The multiplicity here can be interpreted as one repository managing multiple records of each type. The relationship between reservation notifier and the iObserver interface follows the observer design pattern. The notifier can register many observers, meaning one subject may notify multiple observers at the same time. This multiplicity is important because several parts of the system may need updates whenever reservation activity changes. For the relationship between farmer dashboard and stall also reflects as one-to-many relationship. A farmer dashboard can display multiple stalls because farmers need to view many available stalls before making a reservation. However, each displayed stall still represents one actual stall object in the system. For the relationship between manager dashboard and report generator, this represents dependency, multiplicity, and the dashboard depends on one report generator to create reports and display analytics. This means the manager dashboard temporarily uses the report generator whenever reports are needed. For the relationship between admin dashboard and users is also one to many because one administrators can manage or one administrator can manage many users in the system. Through the dashboard, the admin can refresh user tables, assign roles, and remove accounts. For the current status and ranking feature also involves one-to-many multiplicity because one ranking table contains multiple stall records. Each record represents one stall's usage, statistics, reservation count, and ranking information. For the overall report, class similarity handles many farmer records at once. One's overall report can display information for multiple farmers, including their reservations, total hours, sales, and rankings. For the summary, multiplicities help explain how the object inside farmer management system interacts with each other. Most relationships in the diagram are one-to-many relationships because the system manages multiple users, stalls, reservations, and reports simultaneously. These multiplicities help ensure the system is scalable, organized, and capable of handling many records and transactions efficiently. That's for all. Thank you.
So greetings, I am Marie-Claire Alatancio and I will be presenting the core data models of our farmer management system. So these are the classes found in the base package, which are the user, stall, reservation, and sales class. So these four classes are the foundation of the entire system as every dashboard, every features, and every operation depends on these classes to store and pass data around. So first, let me start with the user class. The first thing that we will notice here is that it is declared as an abstract. And we have five attributes here. The user counter is declared as static, which means it is shared across all instances of user. So every time a new user is created anywhere in the system, this counter increments so that each user is always gets a unique ID. Then the rest, which are the user ID, name, password, and role, stores the basic information of every user in the system. Now we have the constructor. So when a user is created, string.format is automatically generates a formatted ID like U001, U002, and so on. So the user counter plus plus means it uses the current value first, then increments it afterwards. So the first user gets U001, the second gets U002, and it continues from there. Next, we have two important methods. The check password is called during login. So it compares the password the user type with the stored password and return true or false. Then the set role is called by the admin dashboard when changing a user role. Now, the most important part of the user class is the abstract method. So because this method is abstract, so every classes is forced to provide their own implementation. The three subclasses are the admin, farmer, and market manager. So here is how they look. So each subclass calls super to reuse the parent constructor and simply passes their fixed role string admin, farmer, or manager. So they override display dashboard with their own version, and this demonstrates two core OOP principles: the inheritance, because these subclasses inherit everything from the user, and abstraction, because user defines the structure but leave the implementation to these subclasses. Next is the stall class. So this represents a physical market stall in the system. So here we have its attributes. The stall ID and location identify the stall. Is available is a boolean that tracks whether the stall is currently free or occupied. Then the current farmer ID stores who is currently occupying it. Base price is the price for a full 24 hours. Expiry time is the exact date and time when the reservation ends. Usage count tracks how many times the stall has been reserved in total, and start time records when the current reservation started. Now, the constructor. So, when a stall is first created, is available is set to true by default because a brand new stall has no reservation yet. Now, for the most important method in this class, the check availability. This method does automatically clean up. It first checks if the stall is currently occupied and has an expiry time set. Then it checks if the current time has already passed the expiry time. And if yes, it resets is available. Back to true, clears the current farmer ID, and clears the expiry time. So this means the system does not need anyone to manually free up a stall, as it happens automatically when this method is called. This is called every time the farmer opens the reservation panel. Then finally, the usage tracking method. Every time a farmer successfully reserves this stall, increment usage is called. Then the manager dashboard later uses usage count to rank the most popular stall in the system. Next is the reservation class. An object of this class is created every time a farmer successfully books a stall. Here we have 6 attributes. The reservation ID, which is a unique identifier for each booking. The farmer and stall ID, link the reservation to the correct farmer and stall. Date time is the exact timestamp of when the booking was made. Hours is how long the farmer reserved the stall, and final price is how much was charged after the discount. Now the constructor. The constructor receives all the booking details and automatically records the exact date and time using local date time that now. Then this timestamp is what gets displayed in the farmer history and in the manager's overall report. Notice that final price is passed in already calculated. So the formula is base price minus the time, which is the 24 hours, is computed in the farmer dashboard before passed here. The next is the sale class, the last class in our core. So this records what a farmer sells inside their reserved stall. We have 7 attributes. Sale ID is the unique identifier. Farmer ID and stall ID link the sale to the correct farmer and stall. Product name is what was sold. Quantity is how many units were sold. Total price is the total amount, and date time is the automatic timestamp. Now the constructor, just like the reservation, the constructor automatically timestamps the sale using local date time that now. Then the total price passed in is already computed as price per item multiplied by quantity from the farmer dashboard sales, the farmer dashboard sales tab, before being stored here. So to summarize these 4 classes, the user stall reservation and sale. These are the data backbone of the entire farmer management system. User defines who can use the system through abstraction and inheritance. Stall manage the market stalls and automatically handles expired reservations. Reservation records every booking made in the system and sale records every product sold by a farmer. So without these four classes, none of the dashboard or features in the system would have any data to work with. And that's all for my part. Thank you.
Greetings. My name is Andy Agara. So today I'm going to walk you through the backbone of our application's backend architecture. Specifically, we'll look at two crucial classes that demonstrate professional software design patterns: the data repository and the user factory Java. So let's start with our data management. So this is our data repository class. To make sure our data never gets out of sync, we implemented a singleton design pattern here. So notice how the constructor is private. So that means no other part of the program can accidentally create a second conflicting database. So instead of creating new repository, the rest of the app calls the getInstance method. I want to highlight the synchronize keyword here to ensure our app is thread safe even if multiple users are booking stalls at the exact same millisecond. So the system will line them up and handle them one by one, preventing any data duplication crashes. So because of all our data lives here, user stalls, sales, and reservation, we can handle complex transactions smoothly. For example, in the add reservation method, we don't just save a reservation. The repository automatically finds a specific stall and mark it as unavailable. So it handles both updates simultaneously. After that, let's move on to the how user enter the system. So this brings us to the second class, the user factory. So here we apply the factory design pattern paired with polymorphism. So if you look at this, so instead of scattering the new keyword all over our application every time someone registers or login, we delegate that job to this factory. We pass it simple string like admin or farmer, and the factory handles the logic of building the correct object. Uh, Notice the factory method returns a generic user type, but it's actually giving a specific subclass, a admin, a farmer, a market manager. Because of polymorphism, the rest of our code doesn't need to know the exact user type. So when the app calls the display dashboard method, Java automatically know to show the farmer dashboard to the farmers and the admin dashboard to the admin. So in summary, by using a singleton pattern for our data and the factory pattern for our user, we created our architecture that is secured, organized, and highly scalable as our application grows. Thank you for watching.
So, good day everyone. So, my assigned part is the login frame and registration frame. So, first, I will explain the login frame. So, this one, the login frame. So, the login frame is responsible for allowing existing user to access the system. So, in the code, it creates the login window. So, this one. So, login window. So, with input fields for the username and the password. So, the user needs to type the register account details before they can enter the system. So, there is also a login button. So, when the user clicks the login button, the program gets the value from the username and password fields. So after that, the system checks if the centered account exists, and if the password is correct, if the information is valid, the user will be allowed to continue the if the information is valid. So the user will be allowed to continue to the next window or dashboard. So, but if the username or the password is incorrect, will show an error message. So the login frame is also, so this one I will show you the um for example, error handling when the user enter the wrong details. So this one, private void handle login. So the user will be allowed to continue the next window or dashboard. But if the username or password is incorrect, the system will show an error message inform the user. So this one, this is will inform the user. Invalid credential, check your name. Check your name and or password. So this login frame also help makes the system more secure. So because not everyone can access the feature directly. So user needs to go login first before they can use the system. So now I will explaining the registration page. So this one. So the registration page. So here in the registration page is responsible for creating new user account in the code. So it also creates a window with text fields where the user can enter the required information such as username, password, and other needed details depending on the system. So when the user clicks the registration button, so this one, when the user click the registration button, the program collects the information from the input fields. Then it checks if the available fields are complete and if the username is available. So if the information is invalid, the handle registration will be saved in the system after the successful registration. So after the successful registration, the user can go back to the login frame and use the new account to log in. So the registration page is important because it allows the new user to create their own account instead of directly accessing the system. So and it also helps organize the user data properly. So overall, my part focuses on the user process account, and the registration frame is used for signing up or creating an account, while the login frame is used for login and verifying the user account before entering the system. So these two frames work together to make sure that the system or that these two frames work together to make sure the that only registered user can access the system. So that is my explanation for the login frame and the registration frame. So thank you.
Greetings, Sir Janus. My name is Joselang E. Castillo. Now I will discuss to you about the admin dashboard class. So, the admin dashboard class is a Java Swing-based graphical user interface designed to provide system to administrators with a centralized platform for managing user accounts. It extends the GFrame class, allowing it to function as a standalone window application. Upon initialization, the dashboard receives the current login user and display their name along with their administrative role. At the top of the dashboard interface, this section also includes a logout button, which allows administrator to exit the dashboard and return to the login screen. So the main area of the dashboard consists of a table with display all registered user in the system. This table build is using JTable and managed by default table model, which is organized user data into columns such as user ID, username, role, and hidden password field, represented by asterisk for security purposes. The data shows the table is retrieved from the serialized data source called data repository, which acts as a storage system for user information. The method responsible for updating the table refresh user table, ensures that the display data is always synchronized with the current list of users. The next is the bottom of interface. A contour panel provides three main functionalities: create new users, modify user roles, and deleting existing accounts. When creating a new user, the administrator is promoted to input username, select role of predefined option, which is farmer, manager, or admin, and the assigned password. The system that uses the user factory class to generate a new user object based on the selected role, demonstrating the use of the factory design pattern. This new user is added to data repository and the table refreshed to reflect the change. For updating user rules, the administrator must first select a user from the table. The system then retrieves the corresponding user object and allows the administrator to assist the new role through a dialog box. And once updated, the change is applied using a setter method and immediately reflect into the table. The delete function enables to administrator to remove selected user after the confirmation. However, the system includes a safeguard that prevents the deletion of primary admin account to main system integrity. So overall, to the administrator class, effectively implementation core user management operation. Can create, read, update, and delete with a user-friendly graphical interface. It integrates multiple components such as the data storage, which is the data repository, object creation, user factory, and user representation, which is a user, to ensure the smooth and efficient functionality. The design promotes security, and real-time data updates. Make it practical to solution for administrative and control in a.
So, greetings everyone. My name is Jens Deres Granada. Today, I will discuss the Farmer dashboard. So, the dashboard starts by initializing the main windows and storing the log-in farmer's information. As soon as the application opens, it immediately scans the database to check the ability of all stalls, instantly freeing up any spot whose rental times has expired. So, the farmer always see the most accurate data from there. It builds the top navigation bar, which warmly greets the user by name by providing the logout button that securely returns to the login screen after the quick confirmation prompt. So, The core interacts then built using tab layout, simply dividing the application into 4 main sections to keep everything organized. So here's the 4 main section organized. So 1 is installability, 2 make reservation, 3 is my history, and 4 the sales and product. So first the ability panel. So sa ability panel, you'll see the stall ID, location, best price, and status. So is it a straightforward directory that pulls data directly from the system. It builds the visual tables listing every stall. So showing whether it is available or occupied, a dedicated refresh button that includes so the farmer can instantly clear and reload this table with the latest data from the respiratory, ensuring they can quickly spot newly open location without having to restart the app. Next is the reservation. So in reservation, it handles the booking logic function much like a shopping cart on the left side of the screen. The farmer can choose open stall from a drop-down menu and use a spinner to get the farmer can choose an open stall from a drop-down. So the rental duration from 1 to 24 hours. The underlying code automatically applies the dynamic pricing rule, discounting base price by $1 for every hour under a full day. Once added, the selection moves to the right panel where the farmer can review their pending rentals, see the calculated grand total, and click confirmation button to generate the official reservation required to the lock in the stall times. The third one is the my history panel. So here in the history panel, act as the farmer personal finance ledger. The code filtered the entire system database to pull only the reservation tied to the specific farmer's ID, displaying then in a table calculating their lifetime transaction total at the bottom. This section is also highly interactive. It includes action buttons that allow the farmer to select a specific past reservation and their modality, the amount of hours rented, cancel the booking entirely, or triggered a method to generate a formal text report and the rental history. So last is the sale panel. The sale and product, the third tab serves the built-in point of sale tracker. The code utilizes a smart drop-down menu that filters it option that only display the stall farmers is currently renting using the text field at the bottom. The farmers can log their daily transaction by typing in the product name, the quantity sold, and the price per item. When the add sale button is clicked, the system mathematically calculate the total revenue, save the transaction object to the database, and immediately update the table above, making it incredibly easy for the farmers to track exactly what they sold and how much they earn. Thank you.
Greetings again, everyone. My name is Jandara Zarzuela, and I'm gonna explain the manager dashboard class. So this class serves as the central administrative hub for farmer management system. Its primary purpose is to provide the market manager with tools to manage stall inventory, monitor system activity, and analyze sales performance. So this class acts as the control center of the application. It allows the manager to oversee the marketplace's physical layout and the financial health. By implementing the iObserver interface, it also functions as a real-time monitor that updates the manager whenever significant events like a new sale or reservation occur with the system. The code features Number 1 is for the stall inventory management, the crude operations. So this dashboard provides a dedicated panel for managing stalls. For add new stall, uses the generate stall ID method to automatically create incremental IDs. Example like S001, S002. This captures the location and base price from the manager via inputs dialogues. For the update and delete, this manager can modify the base price of existing stalls or remove them entirely provided the stall is currently available. For the first release, a specialized feature that allows the manager to manually free up an occupied stall or resetting its status and clearing the current farmer's data. And for the analytics and popularity ranking, this helps with the decision making. The dashboard includes a reporting panel. So the current status provides a quick overview of which stalls are occupied and which are free. For the popularity ranking, dynamically sorts the list of stalls based on their usage count. This allows the manager to identify which locations are most in demand by farmers. For advanced reporting, the class features two complex reporting systems. Overall report, number 1 overall report, this logic performs a join like operation cross-referencing reservations, stalls, and users to show exactly which farmer occupied which stall and for what specific date range. Sales report aggregates the data from the sale class to display every individual product transaction and calculate the grand total revenue of the marketplace. For the real-time observer pattern, this class implements the iObserver. It registers itself with the data repository. This update, the update string message method, whenever a farmer makes reservation or records, a sale data repository notifies the dashboard message is displayed in the notification label at the bottom of the screen, ensuring the manager is always informed of the live system changes. For the number 5, the automated ID generation. The generation stall ID provide method ensures data integrity by scanning existing stalls, finding the highest numerical ID, and incrementing it. This prevents ID conflicts and maintains the S000 formatting requirement. That's for manager dashboard. Thank you.
Greetings, I'm Arjan Bizuela and I'm here to present to you the report generator class. So in the constructor report generator, we have this data is equal to the data repository get instance. So it means that we're making a new object for the data repository. So when we go to the data repository, we have this method to get the instance, and it checks if the instance is null, then make a new object of the data repository and return the instance. In this method, generate stall status report, stall reservation report, current status of all stalls. It creates a string builder called reports and start with the title called stalls status report. It loops through all of the stalls using data.getStalls, and for each stall, it adds a new line in the report containing the stall ID, location, and the status. And for each stall is appended and added as a new line in the report. and converted the string builder into a string and return it. In this method, general popular stall report, so it shows which stall is reserved the most from highest to lowest. It gets all the reservation, it counts how many times the stall is reserved, and it sorts and display that the result. So here's the simple demo of the project. So if we run the code, it will pop up the login page, and before registering my credentials, I would like to attempt a login. My password. So it will show the invalid credential. Check your name or password because we haven't really registered our credential here. So this is the registration form. Enter my name, the date, pick in my gender, the mobile number I use, and an email address. So at farmers farmers.com. Password and confirm the password. Register. Registration successful. Here to confirm. By doing so, we can already log in. In here, we are greeted with a UI. So select available stall. We have the stall for 1 to 4 as the ID, north, south, east, and west. So let's pick for the duration north row, and the duration should be 8. Add to list. Confirm all, pay, and now, but I would like to select another stall, and the duration should be 2 hours only. So add to list and confirm the pay now. Okay. In the history, when updated, it will show the log, the date, the stall ID, the farmer is being used, the duration, and the price paid. And here, the sales product, if you would refresh, it uses a drop down selecting stall and entering a product that the stall would sell. So let's say mangoes, quantity is 10, and the price is 10 also. Add zero. Here install 1, so it updated the product. How about install 3? Let's say tomatoes, quantity is 20, and the is 5, or that's 5. I'd say it records, so in here it records all the sales of the products. First stall. We could also logging out of the system and having to have checking the admin. 3 login. In here you already have some existing admin manager with the manager and the admin as the users. So this is the default users method. By doing so, we can see the manager, the farmer, and we could also change the role. Let's add a new farmer named Alex. Farmer array. And set the password to, there you go. Here we can see the farmer, the manager. We could also change or remove the account of the manager and make Alex the new manager. Okay. Also, we could also change Alex to be the admin And when selecting the admin to remove the account, it says that you cannot delete the primary admin account. Only Alex could be removed. But nevertheless, let's make Alex the farmer and me as the manager. If we log out again and say check Alex and the password login, you would see the farmer dashboard. It also have the remaining available stalls, added duration, say 17 or 15, 16, add list, and last one is only 10 hours. Add to the list, confirm, and payment. Update this to the log. So when logging out, and since I'm the manager, I will be directed to the manager dashboard, and here I can see the stalls and the status, and all of them are occupied, the base price and the location. You could also add a new stall, so the location says southwest row, base price 100, and there you go, it's available now. In the analytics report, you could also check the current stall status, which are occupied, popularity, usage count, and the overall report. Generate the stall ID for 1, 3, 2, and 4, duration, the farmer's ID, or whose farmer are they being used, and the date. You'd also do this. So if we log out again, if you check the popularity ranking and usage count, all of them are being used. 1. So if we say release the status for the north row, yes, banking, and log out again, and change to being a farmer like Alex, again. If we reserve the north row again to 20 at least, confirm, okay, update history, you'll see the logs, and log out again, and become a manager. Analytics reports would show the popularity ranking for the north row, usage counts to 2, and the overall report should generate this: durations, the location, the farmer's ID, farmer's name, north row. So I reserved the north row first, but since I release it and change to Alex, and now Alex is using the north row. This is the log or the overall report of the market manager. That's all.